Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe, and another video for the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, and in today's video we're going to be talking about and discussing a interview recently with Norman Reedus where he discusses the idea of having a reunion with Rick in the coming future of the Walking Dead franchise. So, wanted to definitely go over this one, definitely wanted to go over this article because I had a lot of people kind of discussing it. I've seen a few people kind of making videos about this, and I was like, alright, well, I mean, this is some information I definitely want to cover because obviously I think this is, goes without saying, I am a massive advocator for getting these two characters back on screen together. I think it's something that needs to happen before you conclude Rick and Daryl's characters, and I think pretty much every Walking Dead viewer and fan would probably agree with me on that. I think a lot of people could agree that, hopefully when the Daryl Dixon show ends, they get to, this reunion. I think that's what everybody wants to see, But let's go over Norman Reedus' comments and let's talk about what he said about the idea. I'm all for it. It just has to be done in the right way. I know Andrew Lincoln, feels the same way. We can't just make a show and get them all together somehow. It has to fit organically. To be honest, the characters aren't the same as they were when they were together. They're completely different. Daryl's relationship with Rick wouldn't be the exact same relationship they had 6 years ago. All these characters have evolved, Norman Reedus says. So those are big words from him. Honestly, those are big words. And obviously it has a lot of different substance to it. You know what I mean? Now, what do I kind of take from this? I mean, I do agree in an element that I think if they do the reunion with Rick and Daryl, it has to be done correctly. I do agree with that. And it sounds like Norman Reedus is almost saying, he's like, listen, like, if we do it, and it sounds like he is open to the idea, which is great. That's step one, you know what I mean? Him, and step two, Andrew Lincoln, which it sounds like Andrew Lincoln's aware of this. So I think they're aware of the fan demand of people asking for this reunion, which I'm one of them. You know what I mean? I want to see my favorite characters of The Walking Dead, my favorite duo of television, and that's the thing I really hope that Scott Gimple understands. This is my favorite duo of entertainment, okay? That's how much Rick and Daryl mean to me. So I want to see these two have a reunion at one point or another. To me, there's no other duo of television that's as strong as them two. You know what I mean? I would say they're better than Walt and Jesse Pinkman. You could call me crazy all you want. I think they're a better duo. I love their closeness. I love how Rick turned Daryl into a better person. I love how, Daryl kind of keeps Rick grounded at times, kind of leads him through things. They help each other out. They would die for each other. They have an incredible arc. And even post Rick's death, you know what I mean? Daryl always looked for him. He always busted his ass looking for him for all these years. So we've definitely earned a reunion, at least I would say we have, but they're kind of looking at the bigger picture here saying like, listen, maybe we could do this in a way that's big and that it's, a right story in mind. So what does the right story in mind necessarily mean? Well, it means that if they were going to do it, they were going to do it in a way that's organic and that has enough of a big story, which in a way I am happy that Norman Reedus says that because I'm glad that they're not just cheaping out and saying, all right, we'll just chuck this reunion in here, see you later, you know what I mean? I'm glad they're at least thinking outside the box here and they're like, all right, how could we do it to where it really would, be big? The fact that that's even a talking point right now is enough for me. I'm glad that it's finally being something that's being discussed. My thing is, does Gimple have too much of a, stick up his ass about doing other spinoffs to where he doesn't want to do this reunion? You know what I mean? I unfortunately think that is kind of the case right now. Also, we don't know what Andrew Lincoln's schedule looks like. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of pieces in this, puzzle that have to come together in order for them to do it. My thing is with this, honestly, and what I suggest they need to do is either at the end of the Daryl Dixon show, which I think, honestly, with Daryl going home at the end of the Daryl show, which, let's be honest, we all know Daryl's going to go home at the end of his spinoff. You know what I mean? That would be ridiculous for him not to, right? So, for him to go home at the end of his spinoff and to not see Rick, I think that's when you would piss people off, So, my recommendation is write something proper, write something good, like Norman Reedus says, write the right story, you know what I mean? And in 408 of Daryl Dixon, you do it. I don't care if it takes you another year to finish Daryl Season 4, to get the writing correctly on that reunion. You do it, because it's an important reunion, it's an important sequence, and it's something that you do not want to rob your fans of, you know what I mean? And you also don't want to drag this out to a point where by the time you do it, nobody cares, you know what I mean? You want to do it at a time where people are interested in the idea, and right now people are interested in the idea. So I would say, yes, write it correctly. Wait till the story is organic for the characters to be back together again. I understand all that stuff, but I would also say do not wait too long. You know what I mean? To me, at the end of the Daryl show is the right time to do it, you know? This show, originally, the purpose of it was him going out there to look for Rick, and he got stranded in France and now in Spain. You need to accomplish the mission of your spinoff, you know what I mean? And to me, that's reuniting with Rick. That's the entire mission of this spinoff series. So I think that's exactly where we need to end up, you know? So I'm hoping that Norman Reedus already knows something's going on and they're playing dumb, and next year we do get this reunion. I hope that's genuinely what it is. I do agree that the story needs to be organic and all this other stuff, but I also think that there is a time and a place and a limit as well. So I would say don't wait too long. That's what I would say. Do not wait too long because, you know, these actors are not young people. You know what I'm saying? That's the big thing. These are not young people anymore, you know what I mean? So you got to also think, you know, you got to factor that into this decision as well, too. So that's kind of where I stand with the idea of the reunion. Norman Reedus making his, you know, comments on it, his statement on the idea. I think it's definitely a smart idea to go story first, and I'm glad that they're doing that. But I think that there are definitely elements of this that they have to consider as well. So that's kind of my stance on it. That's my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section below. And do you think that this would be a good idea for the end of the Daryl show? I 100% think it would be. But, again, I know some people are saying, no, let him go across the world even more. You know, I'm like, all right, well, you know, you enjoy that. You know, I'm going to actually try to invest into a story possibility that I think is right for the character. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe. And so you don't miss any of the videos, make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies need a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.